like they think it's lead. They give so much to me, I'm losing touch, get me served on a silver platter, ask for seconds, they just let me. They tell me I'm a god, I'm lost in the facade, 6 feet off the ground, at all times I think I'm feeling odd. No matter what I make, they never see mistakes, making so much bread, I don't care that they're just being fake. They tell me they're below me, I act like I'm above. The people blend together, but I would be lost without their love. Can you heal me? Have I gained too much? When you become untouchable, you're unable to touch. Is there a real me? Pop the champagne. It hurts me just to think, am I doomed to pain?
Staying still, eyes closed, let the world just pass me by. I paid bills, nice clothes. If I fall, I think I'll fly. Touch me, Midas, make me part of your design. None to guide us, I feel fear for the very last time. Lay still, restless, losing sleep while I lose my mind. All thrill, no stress, all my muses left behind. World is below, so high up, I'm fear to fly. Lean in, let go, I feel fear for the very last time.
Let's rock till the sun goes down. Take a kiss from the moonlight, polluted brown. Kiss, kiss, but we call out night. Make a noise till fight. Up in the world tonight.
And the beating of sun, kiss that purpose to rock, but the rock has died. It's just begun, we're stuck when we've won. We're born, we die, we're reignite, we're using dumb fun. You're here feeling earth, the surface move further the more you try. It's just begun, we're stuck when we've won. We're born, we die, we're reignite, we're using dumb my friend. It's not the end, your family lives inside this hollow madness, and they want you home and into bed.
suffice to say that I'm about to suffocate. I'll take your maker up around the waist until it breaks. But when you're running, don't be hurrying, don't be shy. You're just a little boy who lost a family inside. You don't remember when she's murdered by a fake arouse. Reducing saving her or that remains a selfish chance. When her respected church is all like birds who want to go. Else begins to grow and yet just not the one to go.
Intellect, kid tragedy, accolades eternity. Washed away by years of torment from another ghost. But they need a new host to behave and suffer most. Unfortunate for you, she was the lucky one to boast. Now the building up the palace wasn't easy all the same. Let the sacrifice of duty get us back into the flames. Now a fire inside is burning, I'm struggling and turning. She's got me close and don't let get to run and hide.
2, 1.
I'll take a shot in the dark. Let's rock till the sun goes down. Take a kiss from the moonlight, but lose it now. This here's what we're going on. Make a noise, we'll quiet, moving out. And the world's a night. Now light shines on our ghost town. Bells to red, hold your ears so you hear no sound. While you're down, we'll begin in time. Where the rain or shine, moving up in the world tonight. When she goes in motion, secret and watching a phone call. But our mind is dead and it will make you kill us all. Look what you've done now. You've seen too much from inside. This place will take your life.
How can I be homophobic? My bitch is gay. Hitman in a top try, see a man topless, even a stick is gay. Hugging my brothers and say that I love them, but I don't swing that way. The man them celebrate Eid, the trap still running on Christmas Day. Somebody tell Doja Cat that I'm trying to indulge in that. In my great tracksuit, see the bulge in that. See the motion clap when you're throwing it back. These females planning on doing me wrong, so I'm grabbing a dome at the Trojan pack. Post a location after we're gone, can't slip and let them know where we're at. I don't know about you, but I value my life. Cause imagine I die, and I ain't made 100 M's yet. There's so much things I ain't done yet, like fucking a flight attendant. I don't party, but I heard Cardi there, so fuck it, I might attend it. Gotta kick back sometimes and wonder how life would have been if I never did take them risks, and would have I prospered. Floating and I won't go under. Been out of town for a month. Absence made the love grow fonder. UK rapper, UK drill, gotta mention my name if you talk about the genre. Alright. How can I be homophobic? My bitch is gay. Hitman in a top try, see a man topless, even a stick is gay. Hugging my brothers and say that I love them, but I don't swing that way. The man them celebrate Eid, the trap still running on Christmas Day. How can I be homophobic? My bitch is gay. Hitman in a top try, see a man topless, even a stick is gay. Hugging my brothers and say that I love them, but I don't swing that way. The man them celebrate Eid, the trap still running on Christmas Day.
I wake up to the sounds of the silence that allows for my mind to run around with my ear up to the ground. I'm searching to behold the stories that I told when my back is to the world that was smiling when I turned. Tell you you're the greatest, but once you turn, they hate us. Oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Smell the sympathy. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Look out for yourself. My enemy. Look out for yourself. But I'm ready. Your words up on the wall as you're praying for my phone, and the laughter in the halls and the names that I've been called. I stack it in my mind and I'm waiting for the time when I show you what it's like to be worse fit in a mind. Tell you you're the greatest, but once you turn, they hate us. Oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Spare the sympathy. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Look out for yourself. My
okay. I'm hoping that somebody pray for me. I'm praying that somebody hope for me. I'm staying where nobody supposed to be. Posted, being a wreck of emotions. Ready to go whenever you let me know. The road is long, so put the pedal into the flow. The energy on my trail, my energy unavailable. I'ma tell him I still away go. Hey, when I fly on my drive to the top, I've been out of shape, thinking out the box. I'm an astronaut. I blasted off the planet, rock that caused catastrophe, and it matters more because I had it. Now I had I thought about wreaking havoc on an opposition, kinda shocking. They want a static with precision. I'm automatic, quarterback. I ain't talking second pack it up on panic, batter up. Who the baddest? It don't matter, cause we is just.
Everybody wants to be my enemy. Spare the sympathy. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Spare the sympathy. Everybody wants to be my enemy. I swear I'll never be the same. No way. My enemy. I swear I'll never be the same. Look out for yourself.
Can't wait to meet you. So join the animatronic family. We open real soon. Try your best to hold on to sanity. Come get to know me. And you won't want to leave after tonight. Down here we're lonely. And we would love you to join us for a ride. You've been through 20 long, frightful nights. You've seen their faces, felt all their plight. You know our show is so far from over. And Freddie told us you're an organ donor. All eyes are on you. We can walk you through all that fantasy, learn what we've gone through. We can teach you to love the tragedy. You fought the nightmares and the darkest realities. We're all still right here, so let's get friendly. We're feeling festive. Join the party, we'll try hard not to bite. Anger is restless. Don't hold it against us, we're alright. The fun is starting. A celebration that lasts eternally. I'm always watching. Because somebody purple murdered me. We'll be found down deep underground. What have I done to deserve this damnation? Who knows if you're the one to blame? Cause we don't even know your name. But you're here now and we've got temptations. We're only playing. Just wanted to make a few new friends. You plan on staying. When you're with us, the party never ends. You might look at me and think you're going crazy. I left it long ago. You're not alone, baby. Can't wait to meet you. So join the animatronic family. We open real soon. Try your best to hold on to sanity. Come get to know me. And you won't want to leave after tonight. Down here we're lonely. And we would love you to join us for a ride. And we would love you to join us.
witness, contagious. Monkey business, outrageous. Just confess your girl admits that we the shit. FRESH, we fresh. GEF, that's right, we different. We definite. BEP, we reppin' it. So, turn me up. Turn me up. Turn me up. Come on, baby, just pump it. Pump it. Pump it. Pump it. Pump it. Pump it. And say, yo, yo.
Turn up the radio, blast your stereo right now. This joint is fizzling, it's sizzling right.
You check this out right here.
Do wanna hate on us,
Do need to ease on up.
Do wanna act on gut, but do get shut like Flavor Shut. Chick say she ain't down, but chick backstage when we in town. She like men on drum. She wanna hit and run. Yeah, that's the speed, that's what we do, that's who we be.
BLACKEYEDD to the E, then the A to the S. When we play, you shake your ass. Shake it, shake it, shake it, girl. Make sure you don't break it, girl.
Turn it up,
Turn me up, turn me
turn it up. Come on, baby, just pump it. Pump it. Pump it. Pump it. Pump it. Pump it. And say, yo, yo.
Turn up the radio, blast your stereo right now. This joint is fizzling, it's sizzling right.
Apple, the apple, feel like feels live and direct, rocking this scene. Breaking on down for the B-boys and B-girls, we're in it, do they thing. Pump it, louder, come on, don't stop, and keep it going, do it. Let's get it on, move it.
Come on, baby, do it.
Blow my mind, baby. Come on, yeah.
Pump it.
just too many times that people have tried to look inside of me, wondering what I think of you, and I protect you out of courtesy. Too many times that I've held on when I needed to push away, afraid to say what was on my mind, afraid to say what I need to say. Too many things that you said about me when I'm not around. You think having the upper hand means you gotta keep putting me down, but I've had too many standoffs with you. It's about as much as I can stand, so I'm waiting until the upper hand is mine.
1 minute you're on top, next you're not. Watch it drop, making your heart stop just before you hit the floor. 1 minute you're on top, next you're not. Missed your shot, making your heart stop. You think you won, and then it's all gone.
So many people like me put so much trust in all your lies, so concerned with what you think to just say what we feel inside. So many people like me walk on eggshells all day long. All I know is it, all I want is to feel like I'm not stepped on. There are so many things you say that make me feel you cross the line. What goes up will surely fall, and I'm counting down the time, cause I've had so many standoffs with you. It's about as much as I can stand, so I'm waiting until the upper hand is mine.
1 minute you're on top, next you're not. Watch it drop, making your heart stop just before you hit the floor. 1 minute you're on top, next you're not. Missed your shot, making your heart stop. You think you won, and then it's all gone. 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 Now it's all gone.
I know I'll never trust a single thing you say. You knew your lies would divide us, but you lied anyway. And all the lies have got you floating up above us all, but what goes up has got to fall.
1 minute you're on top, next you're not. Watch it drop, making your heart stop just before you hit the floor. 1 minute you're on top, next you're not. Missed your shot, making your heart stop. You think you won, and then it's all gone. 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 Now it's all gone.
Round and around like a horse on a carousel. We go. Will I catch up to love? I can never tell. I know. Chasing after you is like a fairy tale. But I feel like I'm glued on tight to this carousel. Come one, come all. You must be this tall to ride this ride at the carnival. Oh, come take my hand and run through playland. So high to hide at the carnival. And it's all fun and games till somebody falls in love. But you already bought a ticket and there's no turning back now. Round and around like a horse on a carousel. We go. Will I catch up to love? I can never tell. I know. Chasing after you is like a fairy tale. But I feel like I'm glued on tight to this carousel. This horse is too slow. We're always this close. Almost, almost. We're a freak show. Right when I'm near. It's like you disappear. Where do you go? It's not Houdini or a freak show. And it's all fun and games till somebody falls in love. But you already bought a ticket and there's no turning back now. Round and around like a horse on a carousel. slot. And now I'm stuck. Riding, round and round like a horse on a carousel. We go, will I catch up to love? I can never tell. I know, chasing after you is like a fairy tale. But I feel like I'm glued on tight to this carousel.
I got so much love for you, darling, and I wanna let you know how I feel. And it's true that I love you, and it's true you're the only one, and I do. I adore you, and it's true, girl. You make me feel alive. You make me feel alive. You make me feel alive. You make me feel alive.
Say that I'm the only one. You say that I'm your number one. Now you're gone and I feel numb. Tell me, where did we go wrong? You were my best friend and boyfriend. Now it seems like you're my worst friend. I gotta do so searching. Without you, I'm a whole different person. I ain't acting like I used to. I don't feel love like I used to. It was your love I was used to. Why did I have to lose your love, your love, your love? Your love is what it was that had me feeling buzzed. You are my
And it's
love.
true that I love you, and it's true you're the only one, and I do. I adore you, and it's true, girl. You make me feel alive. You make me feel alive. You make me feel alive. You make me feel alive.
Hey girl, you're the only one, supposed to be my number one. Now you're going, I feel so numb. Tell me, how did we go? First friends, then we became best friends. Used to be my girlfriend, now you're my worst friend. Yeah, I gotta do a little soul searching. Without you, I'm a whole different person. I don't even act like how I used to. I don't even feel love like I used to. I guess it's your love that I'm used to. Damn, I feel bad I had to lose you. I got so many things I wanna say. I guess this means that I'm missing you. Sorry for the things that I did to you. I'm so lost without
It's
you.
true that I love you, and it's true you're the only one, and I do. I adore you, and it's true, girl. You make me feel alive. You make me feel alive. You make me feel alive. You make me feel alive.
so easy to fall in love with you and all the things that you do. Baby girl, you're so remarkable.
Let's rock till the sun goes down. Take a kiss from the moonlight, polluted sound. Kiss, kiss, what we call our night. Make a noise, we'll fight. Moving up in the world tonight.
There's a beat in the circus where purpose to rock, but the rock has died. It has begun. We stop when we've won. We're born, we die, when they ignite, refuse and don't run. You're here feeling nervous. The surface move further the more you try. It has begun. We stop when we've won. We're born, we die, when they ignite, refuse and don't run. My friend, it's not the end. Your family lives inside this hollow madness, and they want you home and into bed. They had a plan for you all along, and you reside inside this shackle and hide. You better find all the mastermind will consume your mind.
Look till the sun goes by. Please come out from the corner where you hide. We'll pick you up when you fall while the mastermind.
The entire mall. Let's rock till the sun goes down. Take a kiss from the moonlight, balloon bound. This here's what we call our night. Make a noise, we'll fight. Moving up in the world tonight. Now light shines on our ghost town. Best to rip out your ears so you hear no sound. Lockdown will begin in time where the rain or shine. Moving up in the world tonight. One shadows and moonshine. You're not getting a phone call, but our mind is there and this rage just killed us all.
Just when you thought you weren't inside, backed up against the wall, watching out, caught blind. Your eyes behold all that we see, but in the same breath,
We'll suck it like a leech. We can throw you through holes, cut on ropes, take a race against the total machine. But if the price isn't right, out of sight, final flight, you're out of luck, kid, you know what we mean. Keep in mind, we haven't the time to mourn for your loss. Your tears just fuel her madness. We've brought you home, pushed towards your death. And if you hadn't remained inside with distracted eyes within this jackal and hide, you'd have a chance, but now we'll make you dance and consume your mind.
look till the sun goes by. Please come out from the corner where you hide. We'll pick you up when you fall while the mastermind.
The entire mall. Let's rock till the sun goes down. Take a kiss from the moonlight, balloons inbound. This here's what we call our night. Make a noise, we'll fight. Moving up in the world tonight. Now light shines on our ghost town. Best to rip out your ears so you hear no sound. Lockdown will begin in time where the rain or shine. Moving up in the world tonight. One shadows and moonshine. You're not getting a phone call, but our mind is there and this rage just killed us all.
If you hear me now, I'll keep you safe from a rapture within. Evil can tighten up our nerves, take us down and leave us cursed. Who wants to say they've not wrapped me in sin?
Yet suffice to say that I'm about to suffocate. I'll take your naked off your brown waist until it breaks. But while you're running, don't be oriented, don't be shy. You're just a little boy who lost a family inside. You don't remember when she's murdered by a fake arouse. Reducing saving her that remains as upper chance. My nervous like detergents, all my birds are on the go. Lost begins to throw and yet she's not the one to go.
It's a wicked tragedy, accolades eternity. Washed away by years of torment from another ghost. But they need a new host to behave and suffer most. But unfortunate for you, she was the lucky one to burn. Now the building up the palace wasn't easy all the same. Let the sacrifice of duty get us back into the flames. Now a fire inside is burning, I'm struggling and turning. She's got me close, I don't get to run and hide. I'll take a shot and that's it. Let's rock till the sun goes down. Take a kiss from the moonlight, balloons inbound. This here's what we call our night. Make a noise, we'll fight. Moving up in the world tonight. Now light shines on our ghost town. Bells to rip out your ears so you hear no sound. Lockdown will begin in time where the rain or shine. Moving up in the world tonight. When shadows and moonshine. You're not getting a phone call, but our mind is there and it will make you
this moment for the perfect time to strike. When you're home so close and you've reached your coast, that's when our paths collide. I've got a reputation, I've got a name to uphold, so I can't go letting you walk, or else the world forgets I'm cold. Now get in the water, get in the water, or I'll raise the tide so high, all of Ithaca will die. Get in the water. Wait. Get in the water. Stop this, please. I'll make tidal waves so profound, both your wife and your son will drown. No! Get in the water! Get in the water! Don't mistake my threats for bluff. You have lived more than enough. Get in the water. Get in the water. I'll take your son and gouge his eyes. That is unless you choose to die. Get in the water.
Aren't you tired, Poseidon? It's been 10 years. How long will this go? We're both hurting from losses, so why not leave this here and just go home?
I can't.
Maybe you could learn to forgive.
No. Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. Die!
You can relax, my friend. I can tell you're getting nervous.
Look at all we've lost and all we've learned.
Odysseus waiting. Let's cut the charade. You are no wife of mine. You've been trying to take my life this whole time. I know underwater there are packs of you hiding. Yeah, I know exactly what you are, a siren. My real wife knows I'm not scared of the water. And my real wife knows I don't have a daughter. But while you were so focused on turning my men into snacks, you didn't notice that your friends got snatched.
What?
We are a different beast now. We are the ones who feast now. No more of us deceased, cause we won't take more suffering from you. We are the man-made monsters. We are the ones who conquer. You are a threat no longer. We won't take more suffering from you. We've been away from home for about 12 years or so. First we slayed in our own war, and now we're here with more foes. While on the run from Poseidon, we found a ship with no crew. I realized nearby there were sirens, singing sailors to their dooms. We filled our ears with beeswax, that's how we resist your song. You pretended to be my wife, so I just played along. I read your lips and phrases, scanning for information.
know about every route and horizon. Now I know how to get back to my island.
We are a different beast now. We are the ones who feast now. No more of us deceased, 'cause we won't take more suffering from you. We are the man-made monsters. We are the ones who conquer. You are a threat no longer. We won't take more suffering from you.
Spare us, oh spare us please.
Why? So you can kill the next group of sailors in this part of the sea? Nah, you wouldn't have spared me. I made a mistake like this. It almost cost my life. I can't take more risks of not seeing my wife. Cut off their tails! We're ending this now. Throw their bodies back in the water. Let them drown.
He is a different beast now. He is the one who feasts now. No more of us deceased, 'cause he won't take more suffering from you. He is the man-made monster. He is the one who conquers. You are a threat no longer. He won't take more suffering from you. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Kill them all! Kill them all! Kill them
The other night, I had a dream. It was a world full of kings and queens. But it was cold, dark as the night. We were the fire under moonlit skies. We weren't divided, we were the same. And we were free, but we all wore chains. We couldn't see it, but we created a place between truth and overrated. If I could just see it all, just like a fly on the wall, would I be able to accept what I can't control? And would I share what I saw, or just sit back and ignore, like nothing ever happened?
night that I'm dressed up? Is it the number of eyes? I knew it was something. I'll come back with a new disguise. Take another face and make it mine. Making a replacement of your kind. I'm another future creature next in line. Look behind you. Oh, you saw right through me, didn't you? Your senses are screaming, this isn't a human. Well, I'm getting better, and sooner or later you'll open the door. See my name on the list? Right. Everything checks out. Let me inside. Gonna make a little call? Why? There's nobody.
Hello?
Fuck. I really need to get into the building. Don't wanna wait anymore. Everyone out here is dying again. So if you could open the door. I really need to get into the building. Don't wanna wait anymore. Everyone out here is dying again. So if you could open the door.
Hey there. Hi. Have you ever thought of quitting? Sorry about that. Let's just start from the beginning. Here's my card and my form. Why was I outside the building? Oh yeah, I was at my job making a killing. It's kinda silly to focus all on my voice and shape. Call me the tenant from heaven, cause I'm a patron saint. I've been so nice and so kind to my neighbors. Now if you could do me this one damn favor. My, you got a lot of questions, but I guess I won't mind. I'm kind of in a rush and it's a waste of time to ask me things over and over to see if I slip up. Just open the door first. I just think that we should reach out with a helping hand. Doppelgangers all around, why all the reprimand? Nowadays everybody running while I still can. Meanwhile I'm working harder than the milkman. See my name on the list? Right. Everything checks out? Let me inside. Gonna make a little call. Why? There's nobody. Hello? Fuck.
I really need to get into the building. Don't wanna wait anymore. Everyone out here is dying again. So if you could open the door. I really need to get into the building. Don't wanna wait anymore. Everyone out here is dying again. So if you could open the door.
There's danger at your doorstep, and only you can prevent what's in store. Now, to identify an imposter, all you have to do.
Fuck that.
I'ma switch up the vision dimension to trip up the vision condition is slipping every time I get a little closer to winning. You're starting to doubt the shape of my mouth. I figure you out. I'll get another face and come back around.
Endless, another couple tries, you'll be defenseless. Fall for my life, can't comprehend this. So call for backup, I'll come back. You let me in, watch the bodies stack up. See my name on the list?
Right.
Everything checks out?
Let me inside.
Wait, we're good? Really?
Finally!
Fuck! I really need to get into the building. Don't wanna wait anymore. Everyone out here is dying again. So if you could open the door. I really need to get into the building. Don't wanna wait anymore. Everyone out here is dying again. So if you could open the door. I really need to get into the building. Don't wanna wait anymore. Everyone out here is dying again. So if you could open the door. I really need to get into the building. Don't wanna wait anymore. Everyone out here is dying again. So if you could open the door.
Better watch out now, cause here we come. And we ain't stopping until we see the morning sun. So give us room to do our thing, cause we ain't come to hurt no one. So everybody come and get up on the floor now and grab someone.
Man, first of all, I'm a boss. I just wanna get that across. Man, even my dentist hates when I'm floss. Pull up to the club in a pinto like it's a Porsche. Garbage bag for one of the windows. Spray painted doors with the flames on them. Michigan plates and my name's on them, baby. Shady's here, come and get him if you games want him. But he ain't stupid, so we're trying to run them games on him. He's immune to Cupid, why you trying to put your claims on him? Cause you won't do to me what you did to the last man. Now climbing back, try not to kick over the gas can. There's a half a gallon in it, that could be our last chance. We have it, is getting home. Now can I get that lap dance? She's got a tattoo of me right up off her ass, man. In the streets of Warren, Michigan, we call them tramp stamps. That means she belongs to me. Time to put the damn clamps down and show this hussy who's the man. Now get amped, dance.
Now you can do this on your own, but everyone knows that no one likes to be alone. So get on the floor and grab somebody. Ain't nothing but a white trash party. So let's have us a little bash. And if anyone asks, it ain't no one but us trash. You don't know, you better ask somebody. Cause we're having a white trash party.
Pull a fifth of Bacardi from out of my underwear and walk around the party without a care, like a body without a head. Looking like a zombie from Night of the Living Dead. And tomorrow probably still be too high to get out of bed. Till I feel like I've been hit with the sharp part of the hammer. Mixing Hennessy and Fanta with Pepto in my Atlanta. I shoot the gift like I'm hollering die Santa. Missed the tree and hit Rudolph and two innocent bystanders. So quit trying to play the wall like you Paul and get on the floor when the beat drops and stop stalling. They call me the Stephon Marbury of rap, darling. Cause as soon as they throwing some more Kelly, I start balling. Making it rain for the ladies in the minis. But I'm not throwing ones, 5, 10s, or even trailers in them South Parks muffle it, cause homie, that hood's tighter than Kenny's. So ladies, if your belly button's not an innie, then I'm outie. Now hop in my minivan, let's get rowdy, come on. Now you can do this on your own, but everyone knows that no one likes to be alone. So get on the floor and grab somebody. Ain't nothing but a white trash party. So let's have us a little bash, and if anyone asks, it ain't no one but us trash. You don't know, you better ask somebody, cause we're having a white trash party. Now whether you're black, white, or purple, if you're misunderstood, but you don't give a fuck, you ain't doing shit that you should. Long as you know you're up to evil and you know damn good, get on the floor, man, and rep your hood. Now honey, don't let them pricks trip. We should make a quick dip and go do some donuts in the hospital parking lot. Cause girl, I got a sick whip. Kick the back window out of my gremlin, put 2 milk crates in the trunk, rip out the stick shift, and make a 5-seater. I'll be damned if 5 feet a chick. It ain't like me to split a piece of dry Peter. I'll be the S to the I am to the SHADY. I don't need a tank top to be a wife beater. I'll rip a tree out the ground and flip it upside down before I turn over a new leaf clown. I'll tell you now, I'm so raw, still need to unthaw. You feel me, y'all? I'll shut the club down like Drake in the mall. But baby, your body like that's against the law. You the baddest little chain with the blades I ever saw. Coleslaw containers, empty straw wrappers and all. You got more junk in your trunk than I do in my car. Now get up! Now you can do this on your own, but everyone knows that no one likes to be alone. So get on the floor and grab somebody. Ain't nothing but a white trash party. So let's have us a little bash, and if anyone asks, it ain't no one but us trash. You don't know, you better ask somebody, cause we're having a white trash party. White trash party. I was born with a dick in my brain, yeah, fucked in the head. My stepfather said that I sucked in the bed. So one night he snuck in and said, we're going out back, I want my dick sucked in the shed. Can't we just play with Teddy Ruxpin instead? After I fuck you in the butt, get some head, bust a nut, get some rest. The next day my mother said, I don't know what the fuck's up with this kid. The bastard won't even eat nothing, he's dead. He just hung himself in the bedroom, he's dead. Debbie, don't let that fucker get you upset. Go in there, stick a fucking cigarette to his neck. I bet you he's faking it, I bet he probably just wants to see how upset you would get. I'll go handle this, of course, unless you object. I'll go fuck his brains out if any's left in his head. If you could count the skeletons in my closet, under my bed and up under my faucet, then you would know I completely lost it. Is he nuts? No, he's insane. If you count the skeletons in my closet, under my bed and up under my faucet, then you would know I completely lost it. Is he nuts? No, he's insane. No, fucker tried to bite my face off. I just got fucking chased off with a chainsaw. Then he took the chainsaw, bit the fucking blades off. Ate the blades, stuck a baseball in a slingshot. Then he aimed at his own face, let the thing pop. Took his eye out, picked it up and played ping pong. Then he played ping pong with his own dang dong. That motherfucker's got nuts like King Kong. Then he set the lawnmower out on the dang lawn, and he laid all up underneath it with the thing on. Then he took his pants, he took every fucking thing off. Everything except his tank top and his training bra. Ain't he raw? Yeah, maniac, that shady dog. Man, that motherfucker's gangster. Ain't he dog? Shady dog. What be going through that fucking brain of yours? Say no more. What the fuck you waiting for? Sing along. You can count the skeletons in my closet, under my bed and up under my faucet, then you would know I completely lost it. Is he nuts? No, he's insane. You count the skeletons in my closet, under my bed and up under my faucet, then you would know I completely lost it. Is he nuts? No, he's insane. Don't you know what belch means? Yeah. Well then tell me, would you rather get belched or do the belching? Fuck him in the ass, suck to come out while you're belching. Burn belch and go back for a second helping. Can you dig what I'm saying, man? Can you smell me? I want you to feel me like my stepfather felt me. Fuck a little puppy, kick the puppy while he's yelping. Shady, what the fuck you saying? I don't know, help me. What the fuck's happening? I think I'm fucking melting. Marshall, I just love you, boy. I care about your well-being. No, Dad, I said no. I don't need no help peeing. I'm a big boy. I can do it by myself. See, I only get naked when the babysitter tells me. She showed me a movie like Nightmare on Elm Street, but it was X and they called it pubic hair on Chelsea. Well, this is called ass rape, and we're shooting the jail scene. You can count the skeletons in my closet, under my bed and up under my faucet, then you would know I completely lost it. Is he nuts? No, he's insane. You can count the skeletons in my closet, under my bed and up under my faucet, then you would know I completely lost it. Is he nuts? No, he's insane.
Dearly beloved, it is my pleasure to say unto thee, welcome to heaven. Oh,
We're the virtuous reside 24/7. Oh, people are happy that they died, 'cause here we got no worries, got no burglaries, no strife. It's the perfect afterlife. Welcome to heaven. Oh, check out our sick decor, the spirit's there. Then, oh, please keep your brimstone off the floor. We've got the best and brightest, the politest of the lot, and everyone is hot.
Gosh, I'm so pleased to show some outsiders around. After you see our realm, you'll never want to go back down.
Of course it is just temporary. I'm sorry you can't stay.
'Cause every single day in heaven is a happy day. Welcome to heaven. First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fired up and tired of the way that things have been. Oh, ooh, the way that things have been. Oh, ooh. Second thing, second, don't you tell me what you think that I can be. I'm the one at the sail, I'm the master of my sea. Oh, ooh, the master of my sea. Oh, ooh. I was broken from a young age, taking my soak into the masses, writing my poems for the few that look at me, took to me, shook at me, feeling me, singing from heartache, from the pain, taking my message from the veins, speaking my lesson from the brain, seeing the beauty through the. Hey, you made me a believer, believer. Hey, break me down, you made me a believer, believer. Hey, let the bullets fly, let them rain. My life, my love, my drive, it came from. Hey, you made me a believer, believer. Third things third, send a prayer to the ones up above. All the hate that you've heard has turned your spirit to a dove. Oh, ooh, your spirit up above. Oh, ooh. I was choking in the crowd, building my rain up in the cloud, falling like ashes to the ground, hoping my feelings they would drown, but they never did. Ever lived, ebbing and flowing, inhibited, limited, till it broke open and rained down. It rained down like. Hey, you made me a believer, believer. Hey, break me down, you made me a believer, believer. Hey, let the bullets fly, let them rain. My life, my love, my drive, it came from. Hey, you made me a believer, believer. Last things last, by the grace of the fire and the flames. You're the face of the future, the blood in my veins. Oh, ooh, the blood in my veins. Oh, ooh. But they never did, ever lived, ebbing and flowing, inhibited, limited, till it broke up when it rained down. It rained down like. Hey, you made me a believer, believer. Hey, break me down, you made me a believer, believer. Hey, let the bullets fly, let them rain. My life, my love, my drive, it came from. Hey, you made me a believer,
happens when you leave it to somebody else. If you want it done right, you should just do it yourself. You oversaturate your world with nothing but machines. You might make everyone happy, but you're dead inside just like me. And now we're here at a standstill. I wonder if you feel the kind of pain that rips your insides out. That's something I know all about. Shocking, ain't it? We have a lot more in common than you would become with. It's like we're the same person, me and you. We both don't know what we can do. Is it because it can be hurt? Many mistakes can make me hurt. I can't fix you. Is it because it can be hurt? Made me awake and make me hurt. I can't fix you. Is it because it can be hurt? Many mistakes can make me hurt. I can't fix you. Is it because it can be hurt? Made me awake and make me hurt. I can't fix you.
Pride is a damsel in distress, hiding away where only I can undress her. Trials she cannot to confess. In the end, it's all the same once I apply all the pressure. Thunder, bring her through the ringer. Show her I'm the judgment call, the one who makes her kingdom fall. Lightning, wield her, use and yield her. Show her what she can't conceal, for true nature will be revealed. Tell me, Odysseus, if I were to make you choose the lives of your men and crew or your own, why do I think they'd lose? Enlighten me, King of Ithaca, since hunger was far too great. I wonder who'd take the weight of the damned and suffer a gruesome fate. To the thunder bringer, here to bring your ears until you're deaf with fear, and spear you while your death is near. Lightning wielder, here to yield your time, for you have passed your prime. Sublime you for your act of crime. Choose.
Choose?
Someone's gotta die today, and you have got the final say. You or your crew.
Please don't make me do this. Don't make me do this.
When does a comet become a meteor? When does a candle become a blaze? When does a man become a monster? Does a ripple become a tidal wave? When does a reason become a lake? When does a man become a monster?
Captain?
I have to see her.
But we'll die.
I know.
Thunder, bring her through the ringer. Show her I'm the judgment call, the one who makes her kingdom fall. Lightning, wield her, use and yield her. Show her what she can't conceal, for true nature will be revealed.
Are you ready on the right? Yes. Ready on the left? Yes. Ready on the right? Yes. Are you ready?
Yes or no? 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 Pick a side, pick a side, pick your side. Thumbs up, thumbs down, I don't care. You decide it's yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? You decide, you decide, you decide. Either love it or you hate it. Go ahead, choose wise. It's yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. You're either fixing it or breaking it, taking it or making it. You're either too legit or you counterfeit, faking it. You're leading or you're following, loaning or you're borrowing. You're either lit as fuck or you suck and you swallowing. You could be the greatest and aim to be the GOAT. You're either sitting and you're sinking or you're flying and you floating. You hate it or you love it. You're private or you're public. You're comfy on the bottom or you strive to rise above it. You either helping or you're hurting us. Healing or you're killing. If you're killing, you're a murderer. Selling or you're buying. Honest or you're lying. Receiving or you're giving. If you're living, you ain't dying. You either laughing or you're crying. You either quitting or you trying. You either slipping or you climbing. You want the gold, then you better start mining. You're synthetic or you're natural. You're thinking local or you're thinking international. You dreaming big or dreaming little. If you haven't picked a side, then you're standing in the middle. You causing problems or you solving. If you living by the gun, then them bullets you be dodging. You got vision or you're blind. If you can't make your decision, please make up your mind.
Stand on the left or the right. You decide. Live in the wrong or the right. You decide. Stand in the dark or the light. In the day or the night. Either fight or flight. You decide.
Yes or no? 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 Pick a side, pick a side, pick a side. Thumbs up, thumbs down, I don't care. You decide it's yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? What you want, what you want, what you want. Either love it or you hate it, I don't care. Pick one. It's yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yo.
Are you ready on the right? Yes. Ready on the left? Yes. Ready on the right? Yes. Are you ready?
You're either losing it or winning it, receiving it or sending it. Stiff as a stick or you're flexible and bending it. Ending or beginning it, for real or pretending it. Living like an Amish or connected to the internet. You could be the smartest with the most intellect, or you could be the dumbest, living stupid, failing every test. You settle for the weakest or aim to be the strongest. You procrastinate and be a pro of making progress.
You either stopping or you going. Living in the dark or you shining or you glowing. Speeding or you slowing. Hiding or you showing. Renting or you leasing or you buying or you owning.
You either smiling or you're frowning. You either serious or clowning. You either swimming or you're drowning. Standing in the valley or you're towering the mountain.
You either lazy or you're hustling. Practice honest business or you shady and you're fucking them.
You either hating or you're loving them. Smiling or you're hugging or you're anger mean mugging them.
You either first or behind. You
either coming later, you're showing up on time. You got vision or you're blind. If you can't make a decision, please make up your mind.
Stand on the left or the right, you decide. Live in the wrong or the right, you decide. Stand in the dark or the light, in the day or the night, either fight or flight, you decide.
Yes or no, 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 yes or no. Pick a side, pick a side, pick a side. Thumbs up, thumbs down, I don't care. You decide it's yes or no, yes or no, yes or no, yes or no.
Are you ready on the right?
Yes.
Ready on the left?
Yes.
Ready on the right?
Yes.
Are you ready?
2 plus 1 is 3. 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. Classic Black Eyed Peas.
Let's get it started in here.
And the bass keeps running, running, and 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 running, running, and.
In this context, there's no disrespect, so when I bust my rhyme, you break your necks. We got 5 minutes for us to disconnect from all intellect and let the rhythm affect. To lose the inhibition, follow your intuition, free your inner soul and break away from tradition. Cause when we be out, girl, it's pulling me out. You wouldn't believe how we wow shit out. We burn it till it's burned out, turn it till it's turned out. Act up from northwest, east side. Everybody, everybody, let's get into it. Get stoked, get it started, get it started. In here, let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Yeah.
Keep running, running, and running, running.
Come on, y'all. Let's get let's get and while out get let's get and while out get let's get and
Let's get ill, that's the deal. Applicator will bring the bug dot drill. Lose your mind, this is the time. You can't stand still, twist and bang your spine. Bob your head like me, Apple D. Up inside your club or in your Bentley. Get messy, loud and sick. Your mind fast, no more on another head trip. Come them now, do not correct it. Let's get ignorant, let's get hectic.
everybody, everybody, let's get into it. Get stoked, get it started, get it started, get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here.
Running, running, and running, running, and running, running, and running, running.
Folks, it's really nice to have such a large crowd in the night. We got a real nice show that'll dazzle and glow, so think these three and hang on tight. We got a whole new board in this cutting edge tech that is sure to dazzle on sight. All the games, no tricks, except the craziest quiz, and you're gonna wanna be here all night long. I know it's been a while, so don't touch that dial. No, stop those smiles.
I guess one game, one
Fantastic! Mike! Hit the lights, commence the show. We've got our stars and they're all pros. One more game, just one together are the dreamers tonight. I know you'll never get bored, I got a lot more in store. Broadcast of your everyday life. Come on, Chris, you knew me before the Prince and Susie. You just think a little back and you'll remember that I've got a game for you. Remember being a player too, wasn't all that a ball. I remember it all. How about a cooking show? Your mom put that on low, but isn't this so fun? Let's never be done.
Hey, dude, this is super fun and all, but we do need to get back to our adventures, so can you maybe just, like, hurry up?
If the lights commence the show, we've got our stars and they're all pros. 2 more games, just 2 more rounds. I'll show you why you should stick around. To hear you cheer, to hear you scream, just bring your teams in 4x3. So if you love your TV, stay glued to your screen. Why would you want to leave the warmth of your TV? Won't you relax in the memory? It's not just nostalgia to me. Won't you pity us, see our teams broken down and lonely? Isn't this how it's supposed to be?
Hit the lights, commence the show. We've got our stars and
They can't go. All the games, just all the rounds. I'll show I can make you stick around. To hear you cheer, to hear you scream, just grin your teeth and 4x3. You better love your TV and stay glued to your screen. Please say it with me.
I make every guy I know take this trauma type test. My brother took it last week, and he was
I've got to save you. You already have, Jeff. You already have!
The final season of Billy and Mandy is twisted, to say the least. Not only are there 0 happy endings, but the writers and animators really take you for a spin. There's 13 episodes, 2 specials as a part of this, and I'm excited to go over all of them in order. So much of this is stuff you guys forgot, and you are going to be surprised when you revisit Billy and Mandy in this season.
You know what happened? You got sloppy!
What's up, everybody? It's Johnny 2000, focusing on 2000s movies, media, and so much more. Today, we're diving into the final season of Billy and Mandy, Season 6.
You have disappointed me for the last time.
Okay, so the first episode of the 6th and final season is called Everything Breaks, and I didn't expect a psychological, thrilling episode. I'm, like, surprised how much they leaned into mental health. Billy's parents are tired of him breaking everything in the house. He literally has a jackhammer in his room, which is so funny. The funniest jokes are, like, within the smallest moments, like Billy's dad asking him if he's nuts or just crazy.
Are you nuts or just crazy?
Turns out at one point he even drove the bus with Grimm in it, which is, oh my god, so damaging. I forgot about the principal in this show. Principal Good Vibes, which is such a cool name for a principal. He's like this really chill guy. Up until he sees the school bus literally, like, catch on fire in front of him. Like, what the heck?
Good thing I wore diapers, yo.
Sick.
They get to school and everybody's presenting their science projects with this sad little girl. And this is one of, like, the laziest teachers I think I've seen in a cartoon. Like, she is not in the mood for anything. Even when people throw pencils at her, like, she doesn't even care. She lets Billy go up, and she's already resenting this kid. Like, I feel bad for Billy. He brings a giant diorama of the entire town, which is kind of crazy, and shows people what it would be like if an asteroid hit it, or it was set on fire, or it was, like, electrocuted, which is so ridiculous.
What the? Or how about a super huge rainstorm? Let her rip, Grim!
I think I heard me cue.
Grim even helps Billy because he just likes chaos, I guess, and he's using the water pressure valve at the school, which actually goes super haywire. Oh my gosh. It's just something that's reiterating that Billy is breaking and destroying literally everything, if not the entire town. So Grim, Irwin, and Mandy kind of team up and are like, let's go talk to Lord Payne, which is a guy from an older episode. This guy's name is Charles, and he was in the episode House of Pain in Season 3. And in this one, he lives in the Plane of Eternal Suffering, which is kind of crazy.
It's Mandy, my lord and master. Oh, I am honored.
It later gets renamed to the Plane of Happy Ponies, which is ridiculous, but okay. And he considers himself Mandy's servant, which is so funny, like right off the bat. They kind of already have this guy's trust. And yeah, so apparently anything could be broken in this dimension, which they call it the 9th level, which must be a reference to all the levels of hell. And yeah, so Grim and Mandy are like, let's bring Billy here so he can get all of his breaking out of the way, which I don't really think that's how it works. Principal Good Vibe takes it under his responsibility to send Billy to therapy, which I don't think you can do without the parents' consent.
Your reckless behavior has become far too destructive. We're gonna have to do something about it.
So yeah, they hire this doctor to come in, and he has his own couch in front of another couch, and that is just such a crazy joke to me. He hypnotizes Billy to try to get to the center of all of his breaking issues. We learned that when he was a child, his parents always ignored him when he cried, so he just started doing insane things to get their attention, which is definitely a really deep psychological issue, Billy. Oh my gosh.
For the love of Mike, I'm not gonna change him.
Cry to your father, Billy. I changed you last.
And they just talk about it like it's like so casual and normal. I wonder if that's just like how the older generations view therapy, because honestly, this was animated in a different time, so to think that they like viewed him as so crazy is just hilarious to me.
You must inflict pain, quick and severe pain.
Works for me. Could be trouble with the school board.
When they finally get him into the world where he could break everything, he finds himself still not satisfied. Him and King Pain literally destroy the entire town before he can do anything, honestly. Like, I don't get how this is positive at all. At the very end, he comes back to Earth, still not tired of all his childhood trauma, and nobody learns anything. And honestly, this episode ends abruptly right here, right now. What? I guess moral of the story, you're not going to get over your childhood trauma, and the episode just is going to end with you breaking everything once again, okay? Yeah, so that's the episode. Weird way to start off the final season. The second half of this is called The Show That Dare Not Speak Its Name, which is actually really funny. Starts out with Billy cosplaying as Princess Peach. Wasn't expecting that. We get a Little Shop reference. Oh my god, this show is so good at referencing multiple different properties. In this episode, Billy has the place to himself because Grim is going to meet a girl from the internet, which I didn't realize was like a common thing for the underworld, okay?
You told me that you were going to take me to the zoo to get even with those gorillas. I distinctly remember you saying those exact words.
Hey, Billy, let's go to the zoo and get even with those dirty gorillas. You can ride on my humps all the way there.
Now bend over and let me ride your humps.
So yeah, Grim is out for some of this episode, leading Billy to actually get into his old box of tricks, which is crazy because this has just been a recurring plot line for most of this show already. Billy just gets a hold of Grim's stuff while he's away, and I don't know why Grim isn't learning. There's this like magic Rubik's Cube that is apparently possessed, and when Billy like unmatches it, this giant guy with pins in his head comes out, and it seems like a reference to like a horror movie. Instead of bowling pins, like they have actual needles in their head, but I don't know, this is just a funny character.
They call me Pin Face.
Why did they call you that?
Look closely. Don't you notice these grotesque bowling pins sticking out of my head? Look at me! Look!
Oh yeah, now I see him.
So yeah, Billy frees him, and this guy has like an emotional breakdown pretty quickly, and he starts to take over the world with all of his minions that also have pins in their heads. I love the common recurrence that like all these medieval and dark spirits are always annoyed by Billy. I don't know why, like thinking Billy is that annoying that like even the like most evil people can get like fed up with him. Like it's such a funny recurring joke.
Just get out. Did you say something?
Of course, nothing goes right with Billy, so Mandy has to realize what's going on before anything is done about it. She goes to Billy's house only to find that this Pinhead and his minions have just taken over the entire place like a house party. And I don't know what this has to do with ruling this dimension, but okay. When Mandy actually confronts this guy, turns out he knows the Grim Reaper.
And then once I hung out at the Underworld Mall with his sister.
And she still doesn't understand why you so viciously dumped her.
Because she had bowling pins sticking out of her head, man.
And they grew up next to each other. So Grim comes back, and we learn a little bit about these guys' backstory in the Netherworld, but it seems like they're just not on good terms altogether. Grim pretty quickly turns this around and tries to use his magic, but it doesn't actually... Grim quickly tries to turn this around, use his magic, but it doesn't actually work. This guy is just, like, way too powerful, apparently.
What'd you do to Grim?
Surprisingly enough, the only person to stop this entire endeavor is Billy's dad. Yeah, he just enters the room, Mr. Harold, and solves the Rubik's Cube, making the bowling pin guy and all of his minions automatically get sucked back into the brick. Okay? At the very end, Billy's mom comes home and has a freak out because the house is in clearly poor condition, and Billy doesn't really have a good explanation for it. So yeah, it just ends the way it started. And we learned that Grim was actually on a date with the Pinhead's ex-wife, which is so ridiculous. I can't believe, like, that's how it ends. The show has such twisted endings in this every time I watch it. Like, I can't even believe it. So yeah, those are the first 2 segments.
Quick, jump into the TV while they're not looking.
Then we have the Secret Snake Club versus PE. And the Secret Snake Club was like a recurring joke before with these nerds that are in a club, like wizards related, and I don't know, like they try to portray like board game nerds, I would say, but even Billy and Erwin don't get along with them, so I guess I'm confused at how the social dynamics even work.
This table is reserved for members of an exclusive club who... No, wait, come back! To sit with us, you must first recite the passcode. No, wait, come back! You can sit with us if you give us your pudding cup. Wait, come back!
And this isn't to be confused with Nigel Planter, who is the Harry Potter ripoff character that actually comes in a couple other episodes. So yeah, in this one we get to see PE at Billy's school. Nobody likes PE, it's very frustrating for everybody. The main cast usually incorporates Erwin, Spurg, Little Puddin', like the characters are just the same every time.
How come those 3 nerds never have to do any of this physical stuff?
'Cause they have doctor's notes, yo!
The gym coach in this is so funny. He keeps saying, like, don't be sloppy. And it's like, this definitely feels like it was written at a different time. Like, gym class is not this torturous anymore. Oh, but I do hate running the mile. That was always stressful.
The rest of you, give me 10 laps. And don't get sloppy.
So Billy and Erwin try to get advice from the club because those are the only kids that sit out every time they go to gym. And yeah, these guys are just on a power trip. Just the fact that Billy asked them a question, they're like super excited, which is actually a really funny joke. So yeah, they suspect that this isn't just Billy who wants to know. So he's like, hey, come to our secret club meeting if you want to get out of gym class. So Billy and all of his friends end up showing up, and it feels like a college rush, you know, like when people try to do initiation to get into like an exclusive group. That's essentially what these nerds end up doing, and it's so funny the way they like get stuck on this power trip. They offer him a blue and red cupcake, which is kind of a reference to the Matrix. Very interesting. And yeah, Billy and his friends just want to be out of gym class and are willing to do whatever it takes. They give him a weird pledge to do where they repeat it, and it's just not the whole pledge.
Hey, I thought we agreed to cut out that part. am not having this argument with you again, Viper.
The Dirk was clearly destroyed in episode 26B of Star Voyage.
That was an alternate universe, duh, and you know it.
And yeah, they end up getting in a full argument until Spurg goes crazy and beats everybody up. Oh my gosh. The head of the nerds takes them to the doctor, where they feed him cheese fries and get him a medical prescription for school. Turns out to be Billy's dad, Harold. Oh my god, what? As a parent, and will give them to everybody except for poor Billy. Oh my gosh.
I didn't know you were a doctor.
No, neither did I. But apparently, all you need is this head doodad and this neck womble, and people pay you to fix them.
So yeah, Billy is the only one that shows up without a doctor's note. It doesn't matter that there's nobody else participating. The coach still makes him go through gym class. And yeah, poor Billy, I feel super bad for him. Meanwhile, the secret snake club tries to summon a snake to destroy the gym once and for all. The little small snake they have as a part of their club doesn't really do much, so they actually have to summon something really dark and haunting.
As everyone else seems to have simultaneously contracted the cooties.
So Spurg steals Grimm's scythe and actually turns the snake into a giant threat that destroys the entire PE building, and the Snake Club just like watches as everybody is taken down, until Mandy comes up at the very end saying that the girls didn't want to lose gym class and they should have checked in with them, and it kind of ends on this horrible note of everything being destroyed and just the gym coach being there at the end, which is so crazy. I can't believe it ended so negatively once again. Billy and Mandy is not afraid to go there.
You got sloppy!
The next episode we have is King Tootin Putin, and this is a more Egyptian-themed episode focusing on Erwin, who his family is half mummy because his mom is a mummy, which was revealed in another season, but here we're just like actually learning about the origins, and it turns out they're really committed to him being part Egyptian.
Mommy heritage. Come on, Mandy. At least join me on the audio tour.
We learn about the history, about how, like, the pharaohs were locked away, and it gets really complicated really quickly. His grandfather, Poppin Lockin, has a legacy of pyramid building. So,
in ancient Egypt, we have a saying, the surefire way to a woman's heart is through her chest. Or you could build a pyramid.
His grandfather uses a strong Egyptian magic to turn everybody into Egyptians and have them help build the pyramids, essentially enslaving them all. Oh my gosh. So Grimm, Mandy, and Billy pay him a visit to see who's behind all of it, and they actually confront him. Then Dick and Judy come to stop King Tootin Putin and end the reign of tyranny. Erwin has to make a decision in this, and it's like either stop the people from making the pyramid or force them to make the pyramid and use it. And he decides the second option and actually gets crazy with power and doesn't care about the citizens remaining brainwashed. Oh my gosh. So yeah, Erwin has been taken way too far in this episode. Eventually, they realize the pyramid is really the pharaoh's burial ground, and that once the pyramid is closed, you can't escape from there. So yeah, many years later, Erwin is eventually killed, mummified, and then he's buried into the sacrifice next to Poppin, who ends up yelling at him at the very end.
Once they seal that hole up there, we can never leave!
Never leave?
His grandfather is such a fun character. He definitely reminds me of like the grandfather in Rugrats. I feel like it has to be the same voice actor. And he just serves as like Erwin's spiritual guide throughout the episode, even though he just acts like this old man. And yeah, guides him through doing all of this stuff. It's like the idea of taking these old beliefs and bringing them into the modern times. So yeah, everybody becoming Egyptian and wanting to build this whole pyramid is just a really, really dark story when you think about it. And when they confront Erwin and like how inappropriate this all is, I don't know, he just becomes mad with power, and you expect it to go exactly that way. Erwin just dies and we just accept it. This one is like a lot darker than normal. I feel like just because of the history tie-in, it feels a lot more real than you expect, but all around a very scary episode. And you know how they have like post-credit scenes with like little funny comic bits? Yeah, they do that with Grimm and the secret snake club. And honestly, it's just so funny. Look.
Lightning bolt! Lightning bolt! Lightning bolt! Lightning bolt!
Don't think about polar bears.
The next episode is 3. Billy gets an A. And this episode just takes a drastic turn in a way I never expected. So it starts out with Billy in class, and Hostile Gato is there, destroying everything and everybody.
Oh, it was already on.
Oh, I am crispy skin.
Most important test ever. And I can't believe how often, like, these recurring characters keep coming back. Like, the teacher, for example, like, even seeing Hostile Gato, I feel like the show just becomes so good with its ensemble characters, it's hard to just, like, stick to the basics. Like, that's probably why we got the Snake Club back in the last episode, and I feel like Dracula keeps coming back. Like, I really like when the show leans into it. We see just how stupid Billy is. Like, he is not going to pass his test. He even views Mandy as a giant fish person, just casually. I don't know how that has to do with it.
In fact, you're probably already imagining me as some kind of freakish creature with a giant fish head and a chicken body that's got tentacles of some kind, sporting a huge gold chain that lays delightful chocolate-filled eggs.
It's not as delicious as it sounds, yo.
Hostile Gato comes in with painting on his chest. Why does this have to be the way we pass time in the episode? I'm so confused. And yeah, so when Billy fails, everything becomes kind of a big deal to him because it just shows how stupid he is.
Did study my butt off! I did! I guess I didn't study after all.
Obviously, this is the animator's permission to go all out in showing us the stupidest things Billy does, which is so funny throughout this episode. I love the jokes that they tell. He's, like, surprised he didn't study at all when really he was just throwing eggs at a fan. Like, what in the world were you expecting, Billy? So Billy asks Grimm to help him just automatically be smart. Something with the scythe, I don't know. And Grimm, of course, rejects him, which doesn't really stop him. They don't even, like, try to hide the fact that Billy's gonna try to get away with this. Like, Grimm, like, says he's gonna walk away, but you know Billy's about to steal it.
Yep. It's too bad you don't have a magical scythe like I do. You remember my scythe, don't you? Yes, sir. It can do almost anything. My scythe, that is. All right, I'll see ya.
What you don't expect is the repercussions for what happens. This show loves to take a simple situation and just make it either demonic or just plain insane. So we follow Mandy's perspective right after Billy takes the scythe, and it just shows everybody kind of the opposite of what they usually would be like. Like, there's a sign that says Spurg is a nerd in the background, which is not super genuine. Erwin has all the girls in his corner, and even little Puddin is the bully in this scenario. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, the teacher is a lot more timid and very different than we know her to be. Billy is smart, which is the weirdest part of it all.
And perform memory functions. I scoff at your intelligence. Scoff! 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 Scoff!
Next thing you know, Grimm has noticed that his entire world has changed as Harold is now a woman and the mom is the dad. Oh my god, what is going on with this?
Harold, is that you?
What are you talking about, Grimm?
Hi, honey, I'm home.
So yeah, Grimm knows that something is going horribly wrong and is sure that it's Billy's fault, of course. Mandy's the only one who picked up on everything, so she actually helps Grimm try to figure this situation out. Meanwhile, Billy is just accomplishing everything, like the Nobel Peace Prize. His parents even watch him on TV, and Grimm seems to be the only one who want to change stuff. Like, even Mandy, who was disturbed by all of it, doesn't seem to do anything about it.
We got to go back in time and stop me from changing Billy's grade in the first place.
So Grimm is like, okay, let's go back in time and stop this from ever happening. And they actually really parody this, like, time travel trope. Like, they say he's, like, traveling. He's like, this is not normally how it's supposed to be.
Well, excuse me for not being able to afford to travel through time in a goofy 80s European sports car or something.
And yeah, so he tries to stop everything from happening, which stops Harold from actually conceiving of Billy, which stops his ancestors from coming to Earth. Everything just gets so twisted, and they don't even try to write their way out of it.
It is a human.
It just has Grim and Mandy constantly being duplicated and retrying to stop reality from happening, and it just gets all messed up within its own right, which makes sense at the time. Like, when they were writing around time traveling stuff, like, it never really made sense, but this is just like mocking that fact.
This could go on forever and ever. Who knows how this will all end?
In the next episode, we have Yeti or Not, Here I Come, and this definitely dives back into more of Grim's relation to his job. Like, I feel like I lost track of the fact he was the Grim Reaper, just because he's so funny and plays, like, the straight man with Billy so well.
Ugh, I get no respect. No respect, I tell you.
Well, what are we waiting for? A wipe transition?
Yeah, so in this one, they actually are trying to prove if the Yeti is real. Turns out he is, because Grim tried to reap him a long, long time ago, and it just never worked. We get a shot of the monks in their palace, and it's so funny that they just be watching TV. Like, what are the odds of that? Yeah, this is definitely a lot of world building in this episode. We spend a lot of the times in the mountain with the Yeti, seeing where he lives, and he just keeps stalling so Grim doesn't take his life.
How's this about you let me drop my doggies off at home?
Well...
Great!
And it's just so funny watching him just act so casual and, like, living forever. He even has his own pack of wolves. Aww. After being all friendly and even, like, singing to the group...
Daddy's going on a trip, and he's gonna be gone for a long time. In fact, he's gonna be gone forever.
Oh, brother.
He just, like, runs away abruptly. He just does not want to be taken at all. So Mandy and Billy actually help the Grim Reaper try to get this guy, as well as get proof that he exists. So it's almost like everybody's working for the same goal. He says he can't die because he's keeping an egg warm, so Grim's like, okay, well, we'll just keep the egg warm with Billy. And then we get, like, a whole montage of Billy bonding with an egg, which is actually so funny. I feel like I've seen them do things like this before, but just the fact it's like a musical montage is just hilarious.
You, the happiest little child that can be. My little baby, you can depend on me.
Does it have to be Billy's butt, though? Like, why is he always so grotesque with his jokes? So yeah, the Yeti tries to get away, but is tricked by Mandy, who is dressed up as a bride, and it somehow works, and they capture him, getting ready to finally get rid of him in the village in front of everybody, which is really dark. I can't believe Grim has to take it to this level. And this guy is such a smooth talker, so like, while everybody in town is ready to watch his demise, he pretty much just distracts everybody with a different language, too.
The light in me recognizes the light that is in you.
And they even managed to get away, with Grim and Mandy and Billy being left behind. Finally, Grim ends up cornering him out front of the iceberg, only to learn that this glacier is about to run him over, okay? So he plans to move 6 feet in exactly like a couple seconds, and yeah, it just ends that abruptly. Like, they just kill him off, and Grim gets to take him thread by thread into this giant green portal, which is very existential. I didn't realize that's how we died. Did nobody tell me that in history class? What's going on here? Yeah, so Billy and Mandy got front row to watch Grim take a Yeti away. They also got to find proof that he even existed. Something really fun. And I like that they have, like, this parody of the History Channel, like conspiracies, and, like, it definitely gives me, like, Bigfoot vibes when the 2000s used to care about, like, if Bigfoot was real. Like, that's essentially what this feels like. Then we get a nice little post-credit scene where the Yeti gives Grim back his camera, which is actually a bomb instead. What the heck?
Wait! This is a conduit egg!
Yeah, at least Grim got his way in this episode. It always feels like these episodes are just negative.
This will only hurt for 22 minutes.
Okay, Nurgle's Pizza is just such a random episode to me. I mean, as a pizza delivery driver myself, my community is very precise on how we're portrayed. So to see Harold be a pizza delivery man is kind of funny. For some reason, the Mandy opening has to do with teeth, which I don't understand. And we hop right into it. It starts with Nurgle delivering his own pizzas to the main cast, Grim, Billy, Mandy, and Harold.
Who wants pizza?
Down, you monkey. monkeys.
And he says he's got this like awesome new recipe and has them all try it. But Grimm gets really jealous on how good it is, so he brings his grandmother into the mix and decides to have a competing pizza shop.
I make a pizza that's to die for.
We'll just see about that, smart guy.
Okay, cool. So yeah, the rest of the episode is just Nurgle and his wife, along with Nurgle Jr., which, by the way, I cannot get over the fact he was voiced by Debbie DeBerry. Like, he sounds so much like Jimmy Neutron, I can't even get over it.
Enjoy it now, you pizza freaks, because Nurgle Jr. is gonna sabotage your...
Especially in this episode in particular. This also makes me wonder how many ideas they had at this point, because, like, why are they taking the pizza delivery route? Like, what about this is inspiring? I'm just confused on why this is, like, taking this turn. My favorite part, though, is when they have a commercial for their pizza joint, and yeah, Nurgle ends up showing up in the commercial, and they have competing commercials at the same time. And of course, we get to see Dracula in that scene at the elderly home, and I really like that part.
Pizza, we use only the finest underworld ingredients. Grimm puts bugs in his pizza.
Oh, yeah? Well, Nurgle's sauce contains dirty socks and used underwear.
Where that fool at with our pizza?
Mandy takes on the phones and takes orders, while Nurgle's wife does the same. They start to play hardball, and it kind of feels like an election episode where they're trying to convince everybody to like their thing over the others, and I forget how disgusting it gets really quickly. Like, they end up turning people into pizzas, which is kind of funny because there's a shop called People's Pizza near me, so it's kind of hard for me to wrap my head around that too.
Got one delicious face.
Oh, Brad!
And they start to go as far as to sabotage each other's businesses, taking it dirty, and it doesn't really become about a redemption arc. If anything, it just gets worse and worse until the episode ends. Grimm's grandmother even gets involved at a certain point when Nurgle disguises himself as her, and I guess that's not necessarily her fault, but still crazy, and a giant pizza ends up coming to light.
Hiya, sis. Hello, Harold.
What's this? A joke?
Don't shoot the messenger.
Nurgle ends up ruining the pizza so bad that it ruins everybody in town, and then it starts to have little mini Nurgles coming off the top of the citizens of the town, and it just gets really disgusting. It turns out all of this is just a story read by a pizza man to little pizza children.
Oh, and lots of wonderful toppings. And that, children, is how ends will become a giant cheese pizza.
Wow.
Okay, time for bed.
Which is so meta for no reason. I don't know why, they just go off the rails sometimes, and you'll see this pattern that happens in multiple episodes of this, where you just either find out it was all a dream, it never happened, or the episode abruptly ends. I don't know what's going on with Maxwell Adams and why he gets so intense and just cuts it off at a certain point.
We've been infiltrated.
He doesn't even, like, end things sometimes. It's so confusing to me. But all around, this was just fun to see a pizza experience with all these characters. Didn't really go anywhere. It was just fun seeing a change of scenery. I liked seeing Grimm's grandma again. Recurring act is being good at cooking. Okay. There's a part where Harold is dressed as Grimm when he delivers the pizza, and I just find that to be tasteful. I don't know why. I feel like a pizza company with a theme is a good idea, and that's what I've taken from this episode.
Give me that fool! Ha! Get the boy a couple of dollars, Wolfman!
Nurgle using the fairy to sprinkle stuff on his pizzas was interesting because it actually like connects us to the underworld. It's just so weird how it blends real life and the underworld like so intensely. It's just, I don't even know what to make of it. The second segment of this episode is, hey, what are you doing? And oh my god, this is another ridiculous one. Billy, Mandy, and Grimm are going to the aquarium this episode. So random, but yet, you know what? They don't have ideas. So they get on the SS Sassy Submarine. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's this little nerd dressed up in a Sassy Cat costume, and I forgot that this was like a recurring character, kind of like a Hello Kitty parody, which is really funny for the 2000s. I like that a lot.
Prepare to dive, kids!
So they get in this submarine, and it's just an ordinary experience that Billy's like, what a ripoff, like, this is not as fun as I thought. And they think the episode ends right there. We make another meta joke, which I find funny.
You're right. We can't do that. We should just end this episode right now.
Whoa, wait a minute. You insufferable boobs. I'm tired of your complaining.
And Billy just wants to have a really abnormal experience, so he asks Mandy or Grimm if they could help him with that. Of course, Mandy steps in with Grimm's powers, making him use them. And it takes them under the sea, which sounds out of context, but it actually is pretty relevant to The Little Mermaid. It becomes like a parody of that Disney movie pretty quickly, except for its grim adventure, so it has to be dark, disgusting, and disturbing, of course.
But there is definitely something fishy going on down here.
Horny!
What, right when they get to the underwater city, they see a parody of each of the Little Mermaid characters.
And undisputed champion of the Wrestling Undersea Syndicate! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Why are we here?
Like Triceps, ruler of the sea, which, why in the world is it Hariel? I don't know why. At first, they try to cook Billy, which Mandy and Grimm don't seem to mind. I don't even know why this has to do with the plot. It's just like the creatures don't know how to deal with humans, so they roast them on an open fire, which, by the way, we're underwater. How is that even working? Grimm and Mandy even debate if they could help him. Like, they just hang out for a little bit. And sometimes I feel like these characters just don't even have goals. Like, what is the goal? To have a good time underwater? I don't know.
Hey! I smell delicious! Keep going, you guys! Set it and forget it!
So this Little Mermaid comes along and is like, I want to marry somebody, and thinks Billy is the one to marry, which, so weird. Turns out he's just in the middle of this man and his daughter arguing underwater. It's like, why is this even a plot line? We find out that the dad isn't actually the dad, but like an Ursula parody, and this woman and the girl do not get along at all. It turns out to an all-out brawl.
Under the sea, I got two fine ladies battling over me.
I don't know whose idea in the writer's room was like, yeah, we'll have like a full minute of the Little Mermaid facing off Star Wars style. And the concepts are so unique, like they're just a little bit off-brand, so that way you don't recognize it's like Disney, but you know, we all know. And so Billy's solution is to not fight anymore and marry both of them? Okay. And some part of me is like, how are they going to resolve this? Until we find out this is just Billy giving a report in his class, and his teacher hates him just as much as she did last episode. And it's like, why in the world did they just make another meta episode where we wake up and none of it actually happened? It's so annoying.
It sounds like you just made up that rambling, incoherent, completely parody-driven story at the last minute.
Did I miss Butterbean?
Whatever, honestly, it is fun to just have an excuse to go underwater and revisit the Disney characters, but it doesn't really feel super relevant most of the time. Mandy and Grimm don't do that much. It all turns out to be an excuse for Billy, and I don't know, it just feels like they're throwing away their ideas out the window. But honestly, you gotta respect a cartoon that just does whatever it wants all the time. I don't know why, I have fun with this sometimes.
Revenge is a dish best served with corn.
The next episode was surprisingly supposed to serve as a series finale for Evil Con Carne. And if you could remember my Season 1 and Season 2 retrospective, this show essentially started out as like two parts. One was like this evil league of villains that were trying to get by, and the other was Billy and Mandy. And Billy and Mandy got more expanded into a show, while Evil Con Carne was more of a side piece, along with a recurring gag for the rest of the series. And honestly, like, this fully brings it back to the forefront and has it send off in a really nice way. And it reminds me of how I felt when I was a kid watching this, where I felt like there was more backstory to General Scar, and I couldn't, like, figure it out, but I didn't really know about Evil Con Carne.
Great job, Mandy. Give my buddy Taylor a pet. Great job, guys!
And so this was actually kind of nice to get a little bit of a clarity on it. Scar is essentially trying to live his life as a gardener and not give into evil practices, and honestly, it's a pretty admirable character. It's funny to watch him not blow up at Billy, especially when he's, like, interfering with his garden. Like, that's all he really wants, is a good garden.
In my prize pepper pansies!
I feel like I just dropped about 30 pounds.
So to see everybody try to take it from him constantly is really funny. So yeah, the other characters in Con Carne are Major Dr. Ghastly, who is played by Greg Griffin, which is super cool, and Boskov. as well as Cod Commando. So these characters basically feel ownership towards Scar, and despite the fact he's moved far away, tries to live in the suburbs and have a new life, they're not caring about this at all.
But why my house?
Because who in their right mind would ever suspect a perfect suburban home to be the headquarters for a vicious gang of villains trying to take over the world?
They're just using him to use his home as an evil base to try to take over the world. They even take his saved up money to make these evil inventions, and it's so funny because he says it's from his swear jar.
My swear money!
And yeah, there's just a lot of funny visual gags, like these evil people trying to go into a grounded scenario. Like, they fight over the TV out of all things. And this is like the finale of this whole trio of characters. So just like imagine that this is the end of a giant arc, like them fighting over a remote. What of all things? Meanwhile, Billy keeps coming in the way of General Scar's gardening issues. Mandy and Grimm kind of take a really, really far back seat in this one, only being with Billy, like, toward the end. And yeah, they end up taking Scar so much further than he intends to go, with these giant tanks of rubber bands. And the license plate says, "I spank you." You think we're not gonna notice that, Cartoon Network? Come on. I don't even need to pause. So yeah, they attack the town with giant rubber bands, which doesn't feel that evil, but then it starts wrecking houses, and yeah. When they end up ruining the garden is when Scar takes everything to the next level, and he is just done with these guys. Trying to just give up all of Evil Con Carne and move on, which I guess kind of happens by the end of the episode. It's a bittersweet finale. I didn't even realize it was a finale, but I liked where it went. General Scar is such a fun character, and I keep forgetting that he became like a normal part of the Billy and Mandy series after like a few minor appearances, and yeah, I like his incorporation. I do feel like Billy and Mandy is a lot more interesting than Evil Con Carne, but I am happy that they like somehow found a way to mesh it in for all those fans.
For the last time, stay away from me! Hello, Mother?
Are you guys fans of Evil Con Carne? Like, please put it in the comments. I'm always interested in learning more about that community. And that's when we get to the second half of this segment. That's when we get to the second half of this episode, which is even funnier. It's called Anger Mismanagement, and I can't believe how they just had a finale of a other show and then a comedy episode. And I love mental health, so it's another therapy-related episode. If I had a nickel for how many times I've seen anger management-related episodes, heck, even I did an anger management trope episode back when I was, like, in high school. So I don't even know why this just keeps coming up.
Well, there is one job that would be right for me.
Dictator of the world!
So General Scar has failed every job he was given. Turns out his new life is not really doing well for him, which kind of makes you feel bad because that last episode like shows that he's like kind of a good person, has a good heart. He just doesn't not give in to his desires of anger. Okay. So yeah, he goes to an anger management ceremony. The only other people there are Grimm and Mandy. Out of all people, what in the world? And the real highlight of this episode is the anger management counselor.
My name is Larry, and I will be your guide on the journey to find inner peace and tranquility. And oh, by the way, I think you're all super fantastic.
Who is actually just such a funny vibe. Like, everything he says out of his mouth is so funny. He seems like such a chill guy and, like, just rides around on a bike all day. And he gives exercises to help Mandy and Grimm and Scar manage their emotions. And it's nice to see these characters actually commit to wanting to try this. They try a bunch of different things. Like, one is, like, counting to 10, and things just get worse and worse. There's a giant bunny that comes in, and he teaches them how to pet it, which is really disturbing. And the bunny's like, I don't even know what the bunny is trying to communicate.
Pet my belly.
Pet my belly.
They put these things on their heads that actually show their inner minds and how peaceful it is, which is so funny. Because, of course, the counselor's mind is really chill. And then we go to Grimm's mind, which is just a graveyard, kind of basic. And yeah, that's a very short thing. So then they actually bring in somebody that frustrates all of them equally, which is Billy. How convenient, guys. I don't know how they, like, put this together, but that's just ridiculous.
Act like you do in your daily life with Grimm, Mandy, and Scar.
No problemo, your Highness.
So Billy comes in and he does flossing for quite some time, and we see if they could handle him being a person. Ew, oh my god, and then there's like a line of things from his mouth, and one is a quarter. I can't get over the quarter. Like, that's just not physically possible, but okay. Surprisingly enough, instead of ending abruptly like all these episodes have been, it actually has these characters grow from this. They use all the techniques the counselor taught them to withstand Billy, essentially, and hold back their anger, which everybody does successfully. Yay! And then by the end, we learn that the counselor is actually way more angry than we predicted.
4, 5, 6.
This kind of reminds me of like Regular Show. The way there's just this guy with like a hamburger head. It feels like a McDonald's ripoff, but okay. And yeah, he's really frustrated at him for parking so close to him, and it actually ends up in him beating up the hamburger guy and then getting arrested by 2 hamburger cops. What in the world? Yeah, like it's just getting so far off the radar, especially considering all the Cartoon Network shows kind of accept the absurdity. Like, I thought Billy and Mandy was the exception sometimes, but what am I even saying? This show is ridiculous. In the ending credits sequence, it's Billy telling Scar he loves him, and Scar basically denying it until Billy admits it's just a joke. Oh my god.
You don't know how happy that makes me to hear you say that.
I was just saying I liked him to be nice.
You actually realize how troubled all these adult characters are. I just wonder how Maxwell Adams' perspective of adults were, like when he was growing up, just like how absurd they were acting toward him, just treating Billy like nothing. Like, I can't believe how far they go sometimes. But yeah, the show is at its best when it's like pure comedy. I really do like these comedy-based episodes. Like, it is just keeping my attention the whole time. So yeah, that was Anger Mismanagement. Definitely a really, really high one on my priority list. The next episode is actually really exciting because I've been getting used to these one-off episodes that are more comedy-focused, and not necessarily the side characters like Scar that we've been seeing. This one's called Waking Nightmare, and it's about Billy, Mandy, and Grimm. Back to the basics! And you know what? This episode is really funny. Basically, the concept is that Mandy wants to get a good night's sleep because they have a really important test the next day, which is nice. I like that it's like very simple. And she just doesn't want to be disturbed or woken up, and Billy, of course, does that. She leaves it on Grimm to make sure she's not disturbed, and if she is, she's gonna do something and doesn't need to say what it is. You're just worried about it.
And listen good. I mean to get an A on this test tomorrow, and to do that, I need to get a good night's sleep. And to make sure that I get a good night's sleep, you're gonna keep Billy in check so he doesn't wake me up. Because if Billy wakes me up...
I can't believe how scary Mandy comes across, especially considering everything in the underworld keeps coming out and, you know, like, stopping at her. Like, she has such power for no reason. Of course, Billy just wants to focus on waking her up, so Grimm and Billy are essentially each other's obstacles throughout the episode. And it's so funny, Grimm is so scared of Mandy, so he just stands outside her door the entire episode, while Billy tries a bunch of different things. One is, like, blowing up into a balloon, which doesn't actually work. Another is him coming dressed as a one-man band, which Grimm then turns into a giant monster, and it just makes me wonder, in the character lab, why they created this thing. Like, this is a disturbing-looking thing. Grimm ends up actually farting, which is just kind of a funny joke when you think about it. I don't usually like fart jokes, but seeing him say this is just, it kind of works for me.
Confound it, Billy! I told you I was gonna... Oh. Excuse me.
Billy ends up bringing in an old 80s fitness coach, you know, like one that would be on like an old VHS video. And honestly, I don't know if we got the reference at the time, but I find this a lot funnier now as an adult than back then. Like, seeing him try to do leg touches and everything. Like, I don't know what I thought this was when I was little, but not this.
And 5 and 6, feel it!
Meanwhile, Grimm makes a giant cake for him to get rid of him, and yeah, it ends up working. What? It's like how do you stop a fitness trainer? By offering him some sugar, and yeah, then it's just a runaway chase with this guy trying to attack Grimm. And
Sugar Pops! No! I need your bicycle!
What? Why? Because I'm hungry!
get a piece of this cake, okay? So yeah, Billy gets in the house pretty easily, and Billy takes the scythe and turns Mandy's bed into a walking, talking creature. And then later the next morning, when she wakes up, we find out that it was Erwin the whole time. It was never Mandy. He was just paid to stay there, and she actually slept in the doghouse, which is so smart. I can't believe she, like, just worked her way around this whole plot that easily. Yeah, so she passes the test because she got a good night's sleep, and Billy didn't, which doesn't have to do with the plot, but you know what? He doesn't deserve to do it because he just spent all night trying to scare Mandy for no absolute reason. But we end with Grimm tied to the bed and Erwin torturing him because he did not win in this episode, okay?
And he paid me another quarter to stay down here in her basement and serenade you all week. And it isn't wise to upset Mandy, in case you didn't know.
So then we have the second portion, which is called Beware of the Undertow. And it marks a really weird cartoon version of a frog. Like, I feel like I've never been more uncomfortable by a frog in any TV show until this episode. It starts with Billy, Mandy, and Grimm hanging out at the beach. Spurg and Erwin are there for some reason. I guess it's just a community beach trip. Billy is somehow able to surf on the waves with just his butt, and I'm so confused at how this is possible. He ends up getting attacked by a giant frog, which is not expected because what in the world would a frog be doing in the ocean? And yeah, he basically makes an enemy out of this frog, which I would too. It just tried to drag you to the bottom of the ocean, but then he eats it. Billy, what in the world? Like, sometimes he's, like, dumb, but other times he's just completely primal. And yeah, they talk about a undertoad being a bad curse that could actually ruin Billy's life. And I feel like episodes like this have happened before. Like, the toad ends up following them all back home, and it's just like a creepy stalker-looking thing. It makes me think of Kermit the Frog in, like, a really disturbing way. It interrupts Billy's nightmares, making him think that he's in a giant toilet, which is not the first time I've seen this bit done in a cartoon. So weird that it's even happening. It follows him to school, and it can't even make a parallel to what a kid would experience that this is like. So yeah, it starts getting him into all sorts of trouble with his peers, you know, like, actually teasing them and, like, getting them to beat him up, and then it ends up eating the teacher, which I don't mind too much, but it does get a little too ridiculous.
He's dragging me down, man!
I wasn't talking to you.
Huh? Oh yeah, he's guilty. He should be punished severely.
The principal ends up calling the frog and Billy into his office and treating them both like normal people, and it's so funny that, like, we don't even try to help Billy. He just kind of moves on and is disturbed by it, which I am too. I don't need to talk about this too much. It stays outside his window at night, and they try capturing it, but that doesn't really help. They just try everything to get rid of this toad, and it does not work.
That wooden hand looks just like my cat!
Yeah, just like the cat.
They end up literally on a deserted island where we find the toad's mother, and we think this is the only thing that is going to stop him, and it works. They end up sailing off into the distance by the end, only to be eaten by this toad's mother. So what's the point, guys? Why do we end on such negative terms? Like, honestly, like, watching this show makes me think it should have just been a part of Adult Swim by how experimental and grotesque it could be. Like, this episode in particular doesn't even seem to be about anything. I feel like I've seen this plotline done before, where Billy has an issue that Grimm and Mandy can't necessarily solve for him, but you know what? It could be worse. It could be not funny at all, which does have to be an issue of Foster's Home the last season. Like, they have some episodes that just don't work, and given how much I like that show, it really bothers me, but then they pick it back up by the end of the series, so it's only like a couple episodes, and yeah, it's not that bad.
What is the speed of darkness?
The first segment of episode 7 is the greatest love story ever told, and it's a Nurgle Jr. episode, which I really like this character. The Jimmy Neutron voice actress is so good. So it starts out with everybody getting ready for the school Valentine's dance. Ooh, exciting. The principal is so creepy, especially towards kids, but we're not going to acknowledge that too much.
Will do, sir!
Good boy. Good boy.
We follow Nurgle, has no interest in any girls, and is not paying attention.
Walk me home after school today?
Can't you see I'm trying to write my dark thoughts?
The principal introduces him to Erwin, who the two hit it off really well. And now Billy, Nurgle Jr., and Erwin become really good friends. Aw, it's sweet. And Nurgle's, like, very grateful, like, he's clearly an isolated kid. Erwin wants to ask Mandy to the dance, but he's too nervous, so he asks Nurgle Jr. to do it. And when Nurgle Jr. does it, he...
My mouth hurts so much. So very much.
Love sounds amazing.
She ends up not even finding out that it's from Erwin. She ends up saying yes, thinking that it's because of him. So now Nurgle Jr. has a date to the dance. Erwin is super upset, and they end up in a big argument. Oh my gosh. I don't know why Nurgle Jr. doesn't just turn it around. He ends up actually having a crush on Mandy, which is so sweet, actually. He has a talk with his dad about taking her to the dance, and he gives him horrible advice, which doesn't even help.
What's important is that she can never get away from you. Why do you think I moved to the center of the earth with your mother? Hi, honey! Nope, she ain't going nowhere.
So Nurgle Jr. thinks it's in his best interest to be super possessive and actually treat Mandy like an object, okay? So an episode that kind of explains misogyny in a simple way. Nurgle drives them to the prom, and we just kind of accept the fact this demon is living amongst everybody. Like, I don't know why we're not questioning it.
I remember my first Valentine's dance. Although I wish I didn't.
When they get to the dance, Nurgle is acting like a super big jerk, yelling at everybody for even looking at Mandy, which is low-key really funny. I feel like a lot of young kids need to see this. Just being possessive is such an early developmental stage of any kid's mind. So, like, seeing this play out toxically, it's good to know what to avoid as you grow up.
Nobody touch Mandy. She's my property.
Another creepy reference to the principal asking the kids to hang out, okay? I don't know why this is happening.
Excellent eggplant parmesan. You should come over and try it sometime.
Oh, and the Kool-Aid Man makes an appearance, which is funny because they do that in Family Guy, so I'm surprised they do it here. Erwin and Nurgle Jr. get into a huge fight over Mandy, and yeah, it ends up in Punch being thrown. Grimm really doesn't have a necessary part in this episode, like, at all, so I don't even know what to say. But Mandy's just fed up and walks away on both of them toward the end, who actually console each other in one last hug and dance. Why does it end like that? That's so sweet. Okay, yeah, next episode is Detention X, where Billy actually goes way too far with Miss Butterbean.
This kind gesture is enough to make me drop my gruff, authoritative persona and turn a new leaf.
He gives her a poisonous apple, which actually, like, kills her. Oh my gosh. And she's just, like, puking all over the place, and they do not have time to replace her. Of course, the principal doesn't care about her actual well-being. He's just like, how do we get a substitute?
Oh my gosh! This is an emergency! Where the heck am I gonna find a substitute on such short notice?
And of course, Grimm is the first person to come in, and he is at first, like, really not excited about this, but then when they offer him a low salary, he's, like, super interested. I don't understand. So yeah, Grimm becomes a sub and becomes extra intense.
Or tomfoolery in the classroom.
No shenanigans, no tomfoolery. What a load of malarkey.
And uses this to actually take out his resentment toward Billy and Mandy, which is kind of dark. I keep forgetting that, like, they're not in a consensual relationship. Like, Grimm does not want to be with these kids ever. So he starts banishing people to the underworld. Insane. Even Billy and Erwin, and he's giving discipline for no reason. He's getting $2 check for a teacher's fee, and it's just so funny how little he's willing to accept to do this job. With only Mandy left, Grimm actually turns on her too.
Oh, if you just listened to me and studied last night, you'd know that the diagram you drew opens the portal to the detention dimension.
But she promises to take him down with her, which actually is supposed to be super scary. So we follow the rest of the episode with Mandy's perspective, and they're in this really dystopian detention center with a giant slug for a teacher that doesn't actually respect any of them. She is threatening all the kids, and they just want to keep their heads down. But after a bit, of course, Mandy intimidates her, and Billy starts to annoy her, as these two kids do to every supernatural being they encounter. After a long time, Mandy actually tricks the teacher into getting her magical chalk and warping her and Billy back to the classroom.
Mandy, aren't you going to rescue us?
I'll deal with that in some other episode.
only to take on Grimm one last time. And of course, this has to end evil because this show can never end well. She just jumps in the car, and at the end of the episode, she's like, this is just the usual, ending with Grimm and Billy still in the underworld. Oh my god. In the credits, Irwin has a Mandy balloon that he just sits with at the dance, and it's so funny that they put so much comedy into these last bits. Like, I love ending credits. The next special is probably the least interesting I've seen in this show for quite some time. It's called Billy and Mandy Moon the Moon. Okay. Yeah, it starts with like a little opening sequence of Billy just alone at his house with his dad, Harold. Billy's begging to go on an adventure, as he usually is, which always causes chaos, especially in a supernatural show like this.
Where are you, adventure? I know you're out there!
It like takes the childhood whimsy and just kicks it up a notch, and we learn that they're actually being watched from outer space. Yeah, this episode takes place as the final installment of a huge invaded marathon that was going on Cartoon Network at the time, which connected a bunch of different shows to the same plot line about aliens. But Billy and Mandy is the most important because it kind of ends the whole thing. Billy goes out into the field to find signals about a UFO, and the only person there, Spurg.
Aliens don't make crop circles. They abduct you in their flying saucers. Like that one? Yep. Green is an alien's favorite color.
So him and Spurg get abducted by aliens, and this is the most straightforward reference that any of the show ends up having, and it's so funny. This is the same special that Camp Lazlo's a part of. Can you imagine them doing an episode this dark? Like, it's way too much. Mandy and Grimm learn from Billy that he was abducted, only to see a giant UFO stuck in the kitchen. Like, how did they not notice that earlier?
I'm not kidding! Aliens abducted me last night! I brought that home as proof!
Oh, it's hard to believe we missed that on the way in.
They put a chip in Billy's brain, which is so funny because it's a literal actual chip. What the heck? So they decide to set off to the moon and save the planet. And the UFOs start taking over all of Ennsville, freaking everybody out, which involves the military and a lot of other people. Ugh, and it gets really intense really quickly when this giant alien tells them their plan. Turns out they're trying to rob all of Ennsville of all of its dairy products, as if that's like the huge threat that they have to worry about. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that becomes the biggest issue. Billy fantasizes about him, Mandy, and Grimm becoming superheroes based on dairy products, and it's kind of funny. You know this is gonna come back up later. The entire story is read by this black crow in a storybook with a bunch of kids from Billy's class. I can't believe this is supposed to be that meta.
Well, you didn't ask, did you? Nobody ever cares what happens to Sir Raven!
So they end up being abducted and taken to space by force. They're thrown into a giant arena, expected to fight each other. And then a giant monster. Oh my gosh, I can't believe Spurg is still like a huge part of this plot. They attempt to escape and have like a huge montage of them trying to get away from the aliens, which has them dress up as mariachi band singers. Like, what in the world is that about?
No one in here but a mariachi band. We lost them. Ah, they're gone.
Spurg and Billy end up having like a huge emotional moment in the supply closet.
And I was afraid of your way because you were different than me. And that scared me.
Right as Billy is being taken over and turning into a werewolf. So yeah, things get kicked up a notch because it turns out all of these alien peoples are also wolves and have an attraction to dairy products. I'm still confused at like how all this is going. They end up trapping Mandy and Grimm, and it definitely seems like the end of the entire story arc with them in complete danger. But Grimm reveals he still has access to his powers, which why didn't he just say that earlier? So yeah, Billy, Mandy, and Grimm finally manifest the superhero outfits that Billy suggested earlier, and they take down all of the moon people, leaving Spurg behind. What the heck? And yeah, the episode kind of ends on a bittersweet note, as Billy and Mandy mostly does, with a giant cockroach in the credits taking over. Like, I don't know, this one just felt like it wasn't super funny, and why a half hour of them trying to escape the moon? I mean, it works as a tie-in to this invaded special, but don't the stories have to work well on their own? I don't know, it's okay. They can afford to have one not perfect episode.
I don't believe in happy endings.
The next episode counts as like 4 segments, like 2 normal episodes, smack dab in the middle of the final season. In Miss Butterbean's class, everybody starts to notice that spiders are appearing everywhere, and students keep disappearing.
It's like an omen, yo. A harbinger of doom. It's like something is calling out to the spiders, yo, telling them that this is their time, that the age of man is over, and that we all must make way for the age of the spider.
And later in the cafeteria, Billy leaves to get some milk, only to see this talking cow head on it, okay? And before he can return to his table, he's abducted by Jeff, his son the spider. Aw.
Dad, I'm right next to you. No need to strain your voice. Yeah, it's good to see you too, Dad.
And Jeff tells him he's getting married. Oh my gosh. He wants Billy to come to the wedding. Very sweet that it has like this big event we're gearing up towards. He leaves in a hypnotized like trance where he hears a strange song. And Billy is afraid to tell Jeff he wants the milk back. So he meets Velma Green, who is the queen of the spiders, and Jeff's fiance, who has assembled an army of spiders and has allied with the dark elves.
Who are so kindly providing the catering for the event tonight.
Quit it! You quit it!
Oh my gosh, it always has to take a dark turn, doesn't it? Billy and Jeff both leave Velma to go to the Spider Palace, where she wants to meet Jeff for the wedding. On the way, Jeff drops the milk, spills it, and the cow in the box starts talking to Billy again, telling him that it was Jeff's fault. Turns on Jeff and wants nothing to do with him.
No! I mean, get out of here and never come back! I hate spiders! Don't you get it?
I don't have to be a spider, Dad. I can be anything you want me to be. I wanted to join the Peace Corps, but I'll make you some cookies instead if that's what you want. Which is so funny because it's like he already hated him and now he's just hating his girlfriend and he keeps trying to cut ties with them. Deciding that this is the last straw, Jeff ends up having a fit of rage and says he wants nothing to do with Billy for his horrible parenting, which is kind of fair. He was trying to kill him multiple times. So Billy, kind of sadly, but not really, leaves to realize that the milk is 30 years past its expiration date. Oh my god, gross.
January 21st, 1974!
So then Velma starts to attack the school, kidnap Grimm, Billy, and Mindy, and cocoons everybody in the spider webs. Oh my gosh. So Grimm explains that Velma and him were friends thousands of years ago in junior high. But when she was supposed to be elected Reaper, he got it and he swore revenge. So for her part, she claims that Grimm had cheated. So she plans on eating Grimm's head to give herself all the powers. Oh, I didn't know that's how it worked, okay. So she opens a hole in his head and is able to see his memories.
Don't touch that! What? Just don't touch it! Why? Trust me, Agent. Don't touch it! I'm touching it!
And she orders that they be shown on a large screen for everyone to see. And they all can see that Grimm cheated. But in the memory, he and Velma became friends, and their mutual enemy was the Boogeyman. When the position of Reaper came out, all three ran in the school election. But this definitely contradicts previous episodes because Grimm was the Reaper as a child and a bunch of the other flashbacks, or he took the Grim Reaper's position after his father, so I don't really understand the lore here. When a little less than half of the votes have been cast, Boogeyman destroys them and attempts to stuff the ballot box for himself, but Grimm stops him. Then, feeling that Velma deserved to win, Grimm stuffed the box with votes for her. Aw, so sweet. So Velma and everybody else are watching Grimm's memories, and Mindy and Mandy break out of their prisons to attack the spiders and take down Velma's servant.
Operation Annoyance.
Excuse me! You're loser sauce! I drank a 32-ounce natural sparkling spring water before I got cocooned, and I need to use the little girl's room!
So Velma and Jeff end up getting into a fight, spanning an entire commercial break, which is so funny that's meta like that. And then Billy sneaks into the school for more milk. Of course, he can't get over it. And he's told to face his fears. It seems like he's the only one that could stop the whole situation. So Mandy returns Grimm's body and asks where the head is. So the body points Mandy to Velma at the top of the Spider Palace. Mandy goes up there and it is up to her, of course, once again. She fights off a bunch of eagles, and Billy manages to escape, flies over to Velma, and knocks Grimm's head from their hands.
I now know the truth of the powers of calcium and vitamin D!
This makes her angry and trying to attack Mandy. But when she looks into Grimm's hand one last time, she sees that the votes were supposed to be for her, so she actually starts to care. And everybody who hadn't voted was so impressed they all voted for him, and he managed to win despite having cheated for Velma. So he did cheat, he just did it for a good reason. Velma realizes Grimm did win fairly, and apologizes.
Sorry, folks. Boys will be boys.
Billy arrives later, and Jeff tells him that he's not really angry with Billy or Velma, and he has to release the spirit of anger inside him.
Phew! I'm getting bored. This ain't worth my time.
He's been trapped inside a milk carton for decades, which actually makes the milk make sense. Kind of crazy. And that he has been manipulated by Billy to become free and possessed Jeff. Meanwhile, Jeff returns to his normal, loving self, and he and Billy reconcile. Aw, it's sweet.
At least that means that I can go back to being normal again.
Everything ends well, and Jeff and Velma are married, though immediately afterward, Billy declares that his son isn't going to marry a spider, despite the fact he is a spider too. So Jeff cancels the marriage, and Velma's not even upset.
Wait a second. If my dad disapproves of this wedding, then so do I. This marriage is over.
So be it. I take it all back.
And decides to conquer the world like her dad wanted. She sings her strange song again, and basically the spiders attack Ensville, and that's how it ends. Despite being a 2-part hour-long TV movie, Cartoon Network labels it as a part of Billy and Mandy's 6th season, and on the show's home media releases later on TV runs. I like that we get to see all the side characters we've gotten to know and enjoy at their junior year selves, like the Boogeyman, everybody. Like, look at all these throwback characters. It was so unnecessary, but I'm just glad they did it. This was like smack dab in the middle of the season, which didn't really make a lot of sense for me, but hey, what can you do?
Don't make me turn this cartoon around.
The next episode is definitely one of my favorites. The first one is called Dracula Must Die. And of course, it's a Dracula-themed episode, and I love Dracula. He is the funniest character.
Senior citizen discount saves you $5.
Dracula ain't no senior citizen.
It starts the episode with a car chase between a yellow and red car. We don't know who's in them, but then it turns out to be Dracula when it crashes. The other car is this mystery man that we have not yet met, and he is here to kill Dracula.
Bet you never thought you'd see me again.
Who you supposed to be?
I am Lionel Van Helsing, your mortal enemy.
Nope, don't ring a bell.
Grim, Billy, and Mandy come in time to stop him, which is kind of the opposite of what usually happens. Usually Grim is the one who takes people's lives, but he reveals that it's not Dracula's time yet, which is actually kind of sweet. I didn't know there was a positive part. Turns out Grim has been hanging out with Dracula a lot, like going mini-golfing and doing all these things, and they have such a funny dynamic. Dracula is just hilarious.
Look, old-timer, you're causing a...
Old-timer? Dracula show you who the old-timer? Get back out!
So as they try to negotiate, they try to figure out the reason behind Dracula even being here, with just a bunch of different sequences that feature Dracula in everybody else's lives. I really like Dracula.
Separate you into 2 groups. Ugly and dummy. You ugly, you ugly, you ugly, you a dummy. You ugly, you a dummy, and you ugly. You in both.
What purpose does this serve?
We learn the backstory of this man. It turns out him and Dracula used to be best friends when they were super younger, creating toys together. And it's so funny to see this past life. It kind of reminds me of Danny Phantom's backstory. So yeah, this man ends up meeting the love of his life, but Dracula ends up marrying her by his incredible dance skills, which we keep acting is like a impressive feat, but he just dances to no music and silence. I don't know how much more awkward it could get. In the end, it's revealed that Erwin's grandmother is actually the woman they were fighting over. So Erwin gets thrown into the mix somehow for some reason, which, by the way, this is pushing it a little bit. And Dracula and this woman reconnect, but he's not even happy about it, so it kind of feels like a negative ending anyway. The man ends up walking off and is not sad because the woman's not pretty anymore, which, okay. And that's where the episode ends. Very, very quickly. Okay, this one kind of felt disrespectful, but at least we got more extra Dracula scenes. I love Dracula.
You can't tell Dracula what he can and can't eat.
Grandmama can, Dracula. Grandmama can.
Yes, baby.
The next episode is called Short